Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Micron Technology ATMP facility in Sanand, Gujarat. Move marks major milestone in India's semiconductor manufacturing journey. Donald Trump says he is not happy with Iran nuclear talks, opposes any uranium enrichment, as negotiations mediated by Oman should progress, but no breakthrough. Afghanistan calls for dialogue to resolve Pakistan conflict hours after Islamabad launches airstrikes on Kabul and Kandahar. UN chief stresses on resolving differences through diplomacy. Bolivian military plane crash kills 15 and injures 30. Air Force aircraft was carrying new banknotes from the country's central bank. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in India's western state of Gujarat today, where he will inaugurate the semiconductor ATMP, or the Assembly Test Packaging Facility of Micron Semiconductor Technology India Private Limited in Sanand. He will also address a gathering. The inauguration marks a significant milestone in India's semiconductor manufacturing journey, with the commencement of commercial production and shipment of the first made-in-India semiconductor memory modules from the Sanand ATMP facility. The project, which had its groundbreaking ceremony in September 2023, was the first proposal approved under the India Semiconductor Mission, with a total outlay of more than Rs 22,500 crore. Construction commenced soon after approval, reflecting the government's commitment to fast-tracking strategic semiconductor investments in the country. The Sanand facility, once fully ramped up, will feature approximately 500,000 square feet of clean room space, making it one of the world's largest raised floor clean rooms. The facility is designed to serve customers worldwide and address the growing global demand for memory and storage solutions, driven by rapid advancements in artificial intelligence and high-performance computing. The Sanand ATMP facility will convert advanced dynamic random access memory and NAND semiconductor wafers from Micron's global manufacturing network into finished memory and storage products, catering to customers across global markets. And ahead of the Prime Minister's visit, DD India correspondent Meghna Dev spoke to the CEO of Micron Technology, Sanjay Mehrotra.
A landmark moment for India with the inauguration of this semiconductor ATMP facility that Micron is coming up with in Sanand, which will be inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We are joined in by the CEO, Sanjay Mehrotra. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to DD India. Very important. This was much awaited project. It is finished in record time. What do you have to say? Prime Minister will be inaugurating it very soon now.
This is a historic moment for India, for Micron Technology. Micron Technology is a global leader in memory and storage semiconductor technology, and that is today at the heart of AI. Micron here is now bringing that leading edge memory production to India. We are very excited on behalf of all of the 1,300 team members here in this facility and another 4,000 of Micron team members in Hyderabad and Bangalore. We are very excited to welcome the Prime Minister and other honorable ministers to open this facility tomorrow. So this is a pioneering project for semiconductor manufacturing in India.
How do you see India's strides in the semiconductor ecosystem, because India has just announced the Indian Semiconductor Mission 2.0 in its budget. How do you see it growing in the future, becoming a long-term player in the ecosystem?
We here are definitely planning from phase 1 today, which is being opened, to phase 2 in the future. This will grow to a facility that will be over time 5,000 manufacturing workers here, and another nearly 5,000 that will be enabled in the ecosystem as well. So this is just the beginning. Micron is pioneering this project with the support of the government, with, of course, the policies that this Modi ji's government has enabled here. Micron is ready to ramp up volume production and put into production multiple hundreds of millions of advanced memory chips into assembly and test here and be able to ship it globally worldwide.
So here we had the CEO of Micron Technology speak to us on obviously the much awaited inauguration of this ATMP facility, as well as definitely something that will create more buzz in the semiconductor ecosystem, which awaits to come in India as well as which exists in India at the moment. With camera person Vinod Oja, this is Megha Dev for DD India from Sanand, Gujarat.
And the India AI Impact Summit 2026 held in New Delhi in February boldly advanced India's Vishwaguru vision, uniting more than 100 nations to champion inclusive, ethical AI for the Global South. More in this report.
The India AI Impact Summit 2026 held in February positioned India as a rising global AI leader under its Vishwaguru vision of guiding the world through inclusive and ethical innovation. The Manav framework was introduced, emphasizing moral, accountable, national sovereignty-focused, accessible and valid AI, shifting discourse from safety risks to real-world impact for the Global South. More than 100 countries participated, culminating in the New Delhi Declaration inspired by the principle of Sarvjan Hitai, Sarvjan Sukhai, that is, welfare of all, happiness of all. The declaration emphasizes that the benefits of AI should be shared equally with the whole of humanity. The India AI Impact Summit 2026 concluded with the New Delhi Declaration endorsed by 91 countries and organizations, launching the Charter for Democratic Diffusion of AI, Framework for Trusted AI Commons, Guidance Note on AI Governance, Principles for Skilling and Reskilling, Guiding Principles on Resilient AI, and the Alliance for Advancing Inclusion through AI, alongside Frontier AI Impact Commitments. It emphasized inclusive, human-centric growth with pillars focused on people, planet, and progress. The summit highlighted India's push for sovereign AI stack and applications in healthcare, agriculture, and education. Despite logistical challenges, it marked a transition from vision to action, reinforcing India's role in equitable global AI governance. Antara Sinha for DD India.
And after a long 18 months wait, the Maitree bus service between India and Bangladesh has finally resumed its route from Tripura to Kolkata via Dhaka. The bus began its journey from Agartala on Thursday, reached Kolkata's Market Street on Friday with 15 passengers. It returned to Agartala on Saturday carrying 22 passengers. The service had been suspended for a long time due to the unrest in Bangladesh, which caused significant inconvenience for many people. Passengers welcomed the resumption of the direct service, expressing hope that the Maitree bus continues operating to strengthen ties between the two countries. And in a milestone for Chhattisgarh's anti-Naxal drive, 120 rehabilitated former Maoists, including high-valued surrenderies, visited the Legislative Assembly in Nawa Raipur on Friday, part of a 3-day exposure tour. They observed budget proceedings. Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Vishnu Deo Sai welcomed them with Jai Johar, assuring dignity and opportunities, while Deputy CM Vijay Sharma promised skill training and jobs. Amid operations targeting a Maoist-free state by March 31st this year, over 2,500 Naxals have surrendered. The visit signals a shift from violence to constitutional faith, inspiring mainstream integration.
माओवादी यहाँ पर विधानसभा भवन भी आए हैं, विधानसभा की कार्यवाही भी देखे हैं, यहाँ हम लोग के साथ उनकी फोटोग्राफी भी हो रही है। बहुत अच्छा उनको लग रहा है, उनका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है और उनके भविष्य की चिंता सरकार करेगी।
And February 28 is observed annually across India as National Science Day to commemorate the discovery of the Raman effect by eminent Indian physicist C.V. Raman in 1928. This year's theme, Women in Science Catalyzing Viksit Bharat, highlights the research achievements and professional journeys of women scientists. It also aims to motivate more girls and women to pursue careers in science and research. National Science Day celebrates India's scientific progress and commitment to innovation with advancements in quantum computing, AI, geospatial technology and climate research. Alongside initiatives fostering inclusivity and young talent, India is shaping a future driven by science and technology. As the nation moves towards Viksit Bharat 2047, continued investment in research and innovation will be key to global leadership and sustainable growth. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the National Science Day celebrates the spirit of research, innovation and scientific curiosity that drives the nation forward. He added that this day commemorates the groundbreaking discovery of the Raman effect by Sir C.V. Raman, which placed Indian research firmly on the global map. PM Modi urged countrymen to reaffirm the resolve to empower youth, strengthen research ecosystems and harness science and technology for national development and global good.
रमन इफेक्ट खोज को समर्पित है। रमन इफेक्ट की खोज ने पूरी विज्ञान की दिशा को बदल दिया। आज नेशनल साइंस डे पर मैं देश में इनोवेशन पर बल मिले, ज्ञान, विज्ञान, टेक्नोलॉजी, ये सारी बातें हमारे विकास यात्रा के सहज हिस्से बननी चाहिए और आप सबको विज्ञान के प्रति
India's Defence Research and Development Organisation has successfully conducted 3 successive flight trials of very short-range air defence system off the coast of Odisha. These tests were carried out to revalidate the capability of Vishorat's missile system in neutralising high-speed threats flying at varying speed, range and altitude. Vishorat is a man-portable air defence system designed and developed indigenously, has the capability to meet the needs of all the 3 branches of the armed forces, Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has congratulated DRDO, armed forces and industries for the successful flight tests of the system. He stated that the 3 consecutive successive flight trials of Vishorat is a great success and the system can soon be inducted into armed forces. A big news coming in. Israel has launched a preemptive strike against Iran to confront imminent threats to the state. Israel has in fact closed its airspace. Defense Minister Israel Katz has declared a special nationwide state of emergency, warning that a missile and drone attack on Israel's civilian population is expected imminently. Israel Airports Authority Transport Minister closes Israel airspace to civilian flights. Israel's military said it had protectively sounded air raid sirens in areas across the country to prepare the public for the possibility of missiles being launched towards Israel in retaliation. So this is big news that we are tracking. Israel has launched a preemptive strike against Iran to confront imminent threats to the state, and Israel has closed its airspace. Israel Katz has declared a special nationwide state of emergency. DD India's Akshay Dongre joins us for more. Akshay, what more you can tell us?
Initial information is concerned, we are getting to know that 3 explosions have been heard in the downtown Tehran, according to the Iranian media. And what we are also hearing is that several other areas have also reported similar kind of explosions in the downtown part of the country, especially the capital Tehran. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz has said that the country has launched a preemptive attack on Iran and has also announced a state of emergency in Israel in anticipation of retaliatory strikes. So it's natural that if Israel is taking such an action, they will be prepared for any kind of retaliation coming in from Iran. in the recent days. We have seen that Donald Trump, today morning statement itself, he said that he was not happy with the outcome of the negotiation that have been taking place between the two countries. He said that Iran has to say no to uranium enrichment completely, and also what we were seeing is a constant military build-up, including F-22 Raptors that were being deployed in Israel, USS Abraham Lincoln carrier group already being in the area. Other equipment was being mobilized in that part of the world. So the US, the Israel, they had an idea. Sort of preparation was also going on before such a full swing attack that has been carried out by Israel, and this is happening just 2 days after Prime Minister Narendra Modi was also there. What we can see is that it is a measured and very calculated step that was taken by Israel. Now all eyes will be on the retaliation and what form of retaliation will be coming in from Iranian side, because Iran, reminding our viewers, also holds a massive arsenal of ballistic missiles, of long-range missiles as well. So it is going to be quite challenging for Israel to now prevent any sort of attack coming in from Iran. But the reason still remains unclear, because the negotiations have been taking place, Abhishek. The negotiations have been were supposed to also take place in the next week. 2 rounds of talk were expected. So whether Israeli government had taken permission from the US or have they done it on their own, that remains a big question right now. But it's highly unlikely that without US permission or US approval, Israel would take such a drastic measure as far as striking Iran is concerned. The tensions now at an all-time high once again. We saw the last time these kind of attacks took place, the entire area, the entire region, when it comes to the West Asian countries, they were embroiled in a quite difficult situation, especially given the fact that already instability persists in that part of the world. So situation will be monitored by the major countries around the world. In fact, the global bodies as well. In initial information is just trickling in right now. But as far as the region that is attacked is concerned, some clarity now emerging that Jamhuri Square and Hassanabad Square are near these areas has been seen rising in the capital city of Tehran. So the situation remains quite grim, and obviously there is going to be a calculated and a major retaliation that will be planned, and that would have been planned already. In fact, and that will be carried out by Iran as far as the Israeli strike is concerned. And the Israeli government does realize that a strike against civilian areas, a strike against the country is now quite imminent. And whether the Israeli Iron Dome and Israeli air defense systems will be able to handle the Iranian strike, that is a big question. But we also will have to see that whether US comes out also in support of Israel as far as this action is concerned, or whether they are going to mediate a ceasefire between the two countries.
Yes, Akshay, and like you said, situation remains quite grim, and these are in fact the live visuals that we are showing you. Israel has declared a nationwide state of emergency and closed its airspace. Also, Akshay, any idea, what measures are currently in place to protect the civilians?
Well, when it comes to civilians, we'll have to talk about both civilians of Israel and civilians of Iran. So the situation is obviously more complicated now that Israel has carried out preemptive strikes, because when it comes to the areas that have been struck, they are also in the capital city of Tehran. So, that is also a risk to civilian lives. Now we'll have to wait for some more information to see that what area has exactly been targeted, what area has been attacked now, and whether there have been some civilian casualties of Iranian people. Second, if you carry out such an attack against a powerful adversary, you obviously have to have prepared against any kind of retaliation. Israel obviously has a separate system of preventing its own civilian population from any kind of missile strikes, any kind of drone attacks. They have bunkers almost in every housing society. They have a widespread network of these bunkers to prevent the population from these missile strikes. Israel is, you can say, far more prepared than Iran, but also they have carried out an attack against Iran. And if there are civilian casualties in Iran, then there will be no holding back the retaliation coming in from the Iranian regime.
Absolutely. We are tracking these fast-moving developments in West Asia. For the benefit of our viewers, Akshay, can you tell us what exactly has in fact unfolded between Israel and Iran in the last few hours?
Well, to sum it up with the information that is now trickling in, Israel has launched what it called a preemptive strike against Iran today morning. And according to the Defense Minister Israel Katz of Israel, a state of emergency has been declared across. The government has declared the state of emergency because there are expectations of Iranian retaliation with drones and ballistic missiles. And if you talk about the capability of Iran when it comes to ballistic missiles, it is next to none. They hold some of the most capable ballistic missiles that they have developed on their own, and then the missiles that they have also procured from Soviet Union earlier and Russia now. So the situation will have to be monitored. Yes, Israel is confident in its Iron Dome system, missile defense systems, but you can never be sure when it comes to war, and you can never be too sure when it comes to protecting your people, because the scale of retaliation will have to be monitored now. Because after in a state of war, if you are attacked, if there is a preemptive attack, then you cannot blame your adversary of carrying out a much larger attack. That is the rule of conflict, that is followed in major parts of the world. Iran now can say that, see, we did not attack Israel. They launched an attack on us, and now there will be no questions on the scale of our retaliation against the country.
Also, news just coming in: Iran Supreme Leader Khamenei is not in Tehran, has been transferred to a secured location according to reports, and also trading at Tehran Stock Exchange has been suspended according to Iranian media. Akshay, what do we make of this? Khamenei has been transferred to a secure location.
Well, that is the first step. You cannot disclose the information about your supreme leader, especially in a state of war. Iran did this earlier as well when there were attacks on Fordow and other nuclear sites by the US B-2 bombers. And Khamenei was the first person who was moved to a secure location to ensure that the chain of command, the leadership remains intact, that leadership stays there, guiding on what to do as far as these critical times are concerned. But also, this was a natural step. But the most important thing right now to monitor is the scale of retaliation, and also the mediation efforts by other countries like China, like India, and like other major world bodies like United Nations, because there has to be a consolidated effort by the world to bring an end to this conflict and not let it scale up, because if it scales up, it is going to be extremely devastating, not just for the region, but for the global economy as well.
Also, news coming in: US Embassy in Qatar implements shelter in place for all personnel. Akshay, any information regarding the scale and impact of these strikes?
Well, no, Abhishek, it's just very preliminary information that is coming in. So we do not have any other information besides the one that has been given as far as the explosions are concerned. The Iranian media, as we have, are talking about 3 explosions that they are reporting, and Israel Defense Minister calling this a preemptive strike against Iran. But preemptive strike against what exactly, that remains unclear, because Iran was not planning to launch an attack on Israel anytime soon. There were no indications coming in of that. So we'll have to wait and watch to see what happens now in the future. Especially the next few hours are going to be extremely important as far as the situation on the ground.
And also, also Akshay, any reaction from major global powers?
Well, it's too early, Abhishek. As of now, we are tracking major reactions coming in, but it's just too preliminary information for the world leaders to react. Everyone is monitoring the situation, but they should be coming anytime soon now. As far as the global leaders are concerned, they will have to make a sense of the situation. It's most certainly the global powers would be jumping in to bring an end, or rather to bring an end to the action. by both the sides, because retaliation will only invite retaliation. And, at this point in time, the biggest thing and the most important thing is to bring an end to this conflict, which can risk a lot as far as the regional countries are concerned.
All
so
right.
The regional countries also have a huge stake as far as this retaliation as well as the widening of the conflict.
All right, Akshay, thank you for the time being. But yes, we'll keep taking updates from you. But according to Israeli defense official, Israeli operation in Iran coordinated with United States, and the official added that the operation was in fact planned for months and launch date was decided weeks ago. It's a developing story and we'll keep getting updates to you. That's it for the time being. Stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.